we've now hit gold 1.1 kilometers away from the nearest drill hole at Snake Lake. And that just made me stop in my tracks and go, you know what? This thing could get a lot bigger. This could be the game changer.
Fundamentals continue to improve. The shareholder registry strengthens with every trade. And I don't know if you've been tracking this, Kerry, but management's been buying, which I think is a strong indication of where our gut is.
When it comes to mining stocks, precious metals, and cryptos, you need to go to Mining Stock Wealth. And welcome, this is Kerry Lutz, and you are watching Mining Stock Wealth. One of the things I like best about what I do is when a show sponsor comes out with good or even great news that I can share with you, because it reaffirms the decision made to follow only the highest quality junior miners. And it means that if you've been on board, if you've been watching and really investing, the rewards are sure to follow. And talking today with Fury Gold Mines, we've got on with us President and CEO Mike Timmons and SVP of Exploration Michael Henriksen. And these two, both of you are top-notch professionals. I mean, you almost need no introduction. You worked for the best mining companies in the world, the Newmonts, the Agnico Eagles. By the way, you'll find Fury Gold Mines at furygoldmines.com. And make sure you sign up for notifications so you don't miss any of the latest news, because it's coming really fast now. The tickers on the NYSE American and on the TSX Fury, Fury. So I love being the bearer of good news. And, well, Michael Henriksen, Fury released really, really top-notch drill results yesterday on your deposit. And you indicated to me that you were really excited about this.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, I think, as we step out to the east and we continue to hit high-grade mineralization, we just know that the size of Eau Claire is going to get bigger. And we're pushing down plunge to see if we can get that quantum shift in terms of the size of the project, which, will reward our investors. But, so far, so good. Every time we step out towards the east, we're hitting high-grade gold. And, may it last. We really like what we see.
So, one of the things that always impresses me about you and people who really are on the top of their game, the true professionals, is you could just look at the charts, at the elevations, at the all the testing results, and you could just kind of know where to go next. Does it ever that instinct that you've honed over decades? You have to trust that, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a question of experience. Once you've seen enough of these systems and deposits around the world, you just get a feel for how they behave, and where they're going to be high grade for a while. They might be a little low grade. You'll get back into high grade, and I certainly think one of the things that we always look for once you've had a critical amount of experience is, does your deposit have the strength of system to get bigger? That's what you're always looking for right away. And that's definitely how we felt about Eau Claire as soon as we got into it. And I think, our earliest drill holes here are confirming, that sort of gut instinct or that feeling that we had when we did our due diligence on the asset.
And Snake Lake and the Western Extension targets, they're also exciting growth areas. What are you foreseeing for this year's exploration program there?
Yeah, I think these are a couple of game-changing ideas, Kerry. I mean, at the end of the day, Snake Lake is in a separate horizon to the Eau Claire deposit, sits in behind. And when we were drilling some of our big step-out holes on Eau Claire, we let the drill holes go a little longer into that back horizon of Snake Lake. And lo and behold, we hit some good high-grade gold mineralization. And we went, wait a second, we've now hit gold 1.1 kilometers away from the nearest drill hole at Snake Lake. And that just made me stop in my tracks and go, you know what? This thing could get a lot bigger. This could be the game changer for the project in that, this second horizon in the back could be equal to Eau Claire. Obviously, we got to get some drill results back, but we certainly like what we see. And with respect to the Western targets, it's just, good old fashioned science. You have 270,000 meters worth of drill data. You start analyzing it. You give the crew time to sort of digest the information. And it's sort of first principle targets. And what we found on the western side of the deposit is that the target horizon that makes up, 85% of the Eau Claire resource wasn't drilled. They didn't actually get down into that target horizon. So, obviously it's first principles, get the drill rig out as soon as we possibly can, test that horizon. And if we get into it there, those are as good as ounces as you could possibly find. They're right there, right beside the resource. All that sort of the planning around the PEA, it will all apply to those new ounces that, we would find on the Western extension. And, they're going to be high margin. So they're two really awesome ideas we're looking forward to.
Well, it's really impressive results, and we've got them listed there. Were you expecting anything of that magnitude? That high grade?
Yeah, I think ultimately I do expect it. We are in a high grade sort of, environment here. It's always nice to see, plus ounce material come out of the ground. There's no doubt about it. So we'll take it. It was definitely a good result for us, right? Multiple high grade stacked veins. That's what we're after. And, as I said, we'll just keep pushing that towards the east as we grow this deposit.
And then that's the good news. And one thing that I find with quality junior mining companies, and we're going to talk more about this, Mike Timmons, is that when good news starts flowing, it keeps flowing, and that's really what the market needs to see. Because right now, what do you think, Mike, of the trading range valuation of Fury? Obviously, we're asking you to make some predictions about the future, but is this a good time to buy Fury?
It is a good time to buy Fury. I don't think that any junior explorer developer is really happy right down now at these trading levels. Right, as a subsector, we've been kind of rotated out of and into more larger liquid names. Right, and I think that's slowly starting to turn even over the last few days. We've really rode gold down from 1900s, when we announced the formation of Fury, down to the mid 1700s, where we are today. Which was pretty tough. And it's also challenging for us to get results out timely, given the delays in assay labs and the fact that we are literally moving drills to test a lot of these upside concepts that we have. I'm a shareholder and I'm patient, and as Mike said, patience is key for drilling out high grade gold deposits. So when we get results like this, we'll take them because we're all playing the long game, really. I think that given the quality of the portfolio, our focus in Canada, so low geopolitical risk, which I think is going to be more sensitive as we continue to go into this rising gold price environment, high grade results we've been putting out, and the clear demonstration in our view that Eau Claire is at least on its way to a double. Fury, in my view, to your point, is dramatically undervalued, and I think a compelling opportunity for those who wish to participate with us. We're going to bridge that gap in underlying value with drill results, and hopefully, as we've been discussing, supported by a turn in gold price and in the sentiment in the sector, which in our view is a bit overdue. Fundamentals continue to improve. The shareholder registry strengthens with every trade. And I don't know if you've been tracking this, Kerry, but management's been buying, which I think is a strong indication of where our gut is on where we're moving with our technical work. I'm pretty happy with how we're positioned as owners ahead of a lot more exciting results to come from multiple projects this year.
Yeah. So when you're talking multiple projects, can you give us some insight into what news you see coming down the pike, catalysts that we can expect over the next 2-3 months?
Yeah. So, the coming weeks, we're going to be putting news out on some of the things that Mike has talked about, right? So I think the first one coming out is going to be our A-panel step out, which is nice because that's really going to bridge a connection from the eastern margin of Eau Claire 300 meters out to that first A-panel target. So we're going to really see that, the first 300 to 400 meter step out. And that's what we're really going to be filling in. Drill results for Snake Lake are pending. That's going to be another big catalyst for us, I think, in the coming weeks. Following that, we should have news out on the Western extensions. We'll have ongoing deposit drilling results focusing on 50 to 100 meter step outs from previous high grade hits. We've got about 10 million right now, Kerry, at the moment, and that's really going to fund Eau Claire to the end of the year. We have announced plans for Home Staking Community Bay, but these projects are optional, right? So if gold continues to, it is strengthening over the last few days, but if it continues to cavitate in this range, we're not getting the share price performance that we'd like to see, we can stay in Quebec. We'll just continue to advance Eau Claire and provide market with ample, with growth catalysts as we go. So in either case, it's going to be a big year for people and our owners in 2021.
Yeah, so you mentioned that management is buying shares. It's said that management can have many reasons for selling shares, but there's only one reason why they buy.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So no mystery there. And as far as the overall, once you get back the pending results, I guess I should ask Michael this question. You get back the pending results. What's the next stage in drilling?
Well, I think the thing that we're trying to do right now, Kerry, is we're trying to get our drill to take first pass swings across all these different target areas, right? Because ultimately we want to have that first survey, find out where the best grades, the best widths are, and then pour our capital into that to build the ounce picture as quickly as possible. So it's just like a time value concept of drilling. Test all your ideas, find out where the center of mass is, and then get after it. So, you will see us move target to target for the next several months in all probability. But, on the back of that, we do expect to have some good results in there. And that's when we're really going to start focusing in on, one or two areas that we see as the best growth for the project.
Is there anything since you've been drilling that's really surprised you?
I think geologically, Snake Lake has surprised me. Certainly, we're just seeing, great width of veining in our exploration holes, good alteration. It looks very similar to the deposit. And so obviously that's a very good indication. And, we just look forward to those results coming out from the lab.
This could really be large scale mine we're talking about eventually.
We sure hope so. That second horizon in the back of Eau Claire, that could be a beauty for sure.
And Mike, is there anything else you want to add as far as hopefully the increasing the rising gold price and what you think that can do to Fury Gold's stock price?
Well, if you we've done the analysis, right? And in the absence of continued drill results, right? Because we've wanted to be a bit more newsier than we have been, but again, it's just the nature of this first and early exploration program as we kind of test things out. We've been tracking in lockstep with the gold price, right? So with gold price strength, of course, you're going to see buying strength in Fury, right? I think all of the work that Mike and his team has done, and I'm obviously super proud of where we've come in the lab. We've only been technically active for about 5 months. That is really just going to be that force multiplier on top of a supportive gold price and really sentiment moving back in. We're seeing we're taking a lot of meetings with generalists, right? Because they're starting to kick the tires, right? So to me, that's a big lead indicator. Right? There's the gold bugs, and that's great. There's the rate of news that you can get out of the gate, and that's also great. But then when you see that lead indicator of generalists willing to take meetings and learning more about different names, why now, things like that, that to me is a sign for amazing things to come over the next 3 to 5, because that's their time frame.
And I can imagine you're waking up, the company has come so far, so fast, like you said, in just 5 months, that sometimes you got to just try to clear your head and say, okay, we're moving so quickly. What are we going to do next? You kind of have to try to reground yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think you're going to see at Eau Claire the summer, over the summer. I think the activity will come down a little bit as we really digest. The important part about doing this, I mean, we can go out and put 27 drills on a deposit, but if you're not taking the time, to your point, to sit and digest and understand it, how can you really, keep moving ahead efficiently? And so obviously, Mike can obviously answer this as well. But I mean, that his program is all around being efficient. I mean, this is what Newmont would do. This is what Agnico would do. It's not, not keep the dream alive and be nice and safe. It's like, how big can this thing get? Let's find out as soon as possible.
I think we covered a lot of territory. Appreciate you both coming on. Again, the website, furygoldmines.com, and the ticker, it's just one that you have to remember. On the NYSE and on the TSX, it's Fury, Fury. Any questions for Mike or Michael? Why don't you send me an email to kl@kerrylutz.com. Gentlemen, we'll be talking with you again, no doubt, in the near future as more results come in. Mike, thank you so much for coming on. And Michael, thank you as well. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you, Kerry.
Thank you.
Mining Stock Wealth.